Hello guys, Brandon Carey here, and today we are going to play a good old nostalgic blast from the past. That is Jak and Daxter: The Precursor Legacy from 2001. Yes, if you played these games as a kid like I did, that was 20 years ago. Do you feel old now? I do. So let's get started with a 20-year-old game. Yes, close fixive. Yeah. Jesus Christ, huh? 20 years. This was 2 decades ago. December of 2001. Back when the PS2 was still a thing. And I am playing the PS4 version, obviously, but it's basically the upscaled PS2 version. Which should be fine for our purposes. You can see a little bit of artifacting, but on my screen, but it shouldn't be shouldn't be too noticeable in the footage. And we will start a new game. This is a game that I like a lot. I don't play it very often compared to Ratchet and Clank, but I do like it. Just not as much as I did the other platformers of the era.
For the answers that my father and my father's fathers failed to find. Who were the precursors?
Did they have spells back
Why
then?
did they create the vast monoliths that litter our planet? How did they harness eco, the life energy of the world? What was their purpose? And why did they vanish? I have asked the plants, but they do not remember. The plants have asked the rocks, but the rocks do not recall.
I actually agree with you.
Even
I think Ratchet and Clank
do not
is the
recall.
more playable of, or the more replayable
Bone in my
of
body
the
tells me
two
that the answers rest on the
PS2
shoulders of a
platforming
young
mascots
boy.
between Jak and
Oblivious to
Ratchet.
his destiny, uninterested
I
in the
still go
search
back
for
into Ratchet and
truth,
Clank one every now and then.
rejecting of my guidance.
PS3 have to do it though, and I don't
And
like
why
having to
would
do that.
he want to listen to old Samus the Sage anyway? I'm only the master of Green Eco, one of the wisest men on the planet.
This is a bit of a long-winded speech, actually, now that I'm...
So it seems the answer begins not with careful
But the character is
research
long-winded
or
in
sensible
lore,
thinking.
or in world, so that should be
Nay.
fine.
As with many of fate's mysteries, it begins
Basically,
with a small act of disobedience.
he's setting the stage, telling us a bit about eco, about the world that we're
not to come here.
going to, and these two chuckle fucks, Jak and Daxter, are kind of disobeying him and going into an island that is forbidden by the rules of the village they grew up in.
Continue your search for artifacts in Eco. If the locals possess precursor items, you know what to do.
Deal harshly with anybody who strays from the village. We will attack it in due time.
We never actually attack the village. That doesn't actually happen now that I think about it. This was just kind of, well, this is also, like, it's not really that kind of story. This is a platformer.
What are we doing here anyway, Jak? This place gives me the creeps. Huh? Oh, stupid precursor junk. Eek! What is that dark ooze? It sure don't look friendly.
Dark ooze.
The sage yaps on about the precursors that built this place all the time. Where did they go? Why
I
did they
forgot
build this
about what
crap?
Jak looked like
Now
before he
I
got
like
transformed.
precursor orbs and power cells as much as the next guy. But if you ask me, they must have been real losers. Wow! How did you do that? Jak, I think we're in trouble!
Yeah, it lights up You were correct, Xenochrist. The precursor item lights up when Jak touches it.
Man, that's
And Jak has a natural affinity for precursor items that we don't really explore in this game. We explore in later Jak and Daxter games. It is kind of like a scene-setting thing for now. As the fact that Daxter turned into that.
Okay.
That is, by the way,
I'm fine.
that. Which, in case, I know you know the Xenochrist, but for people who are watching this and don't know, that is what is known as an Ottsel, an otter weasel hybrid.
Tell me, instead of heeding my wisdom, the two of you went mucking around in the only place that I told you not to go, Misty Island.
That's right. And then
And Daxter, you finally took a much-needed bath, but in a bathtub filled with Darky Go.
look, old man. Are you gonna keep yapping, or are you gonna help me out of this mess?
I'm gonna keep yapping,
yapping.
because in my professional opinion, the change is an improvement. And besides, I couldn't help you if I wanted to.
What?
There's only one person who has studied Darky Go long enough to have a chance at returning you to your previous form. Carl Acheron, the Sage. But he lives far to the north. Far, far to the north. Nobody has spoken to him in ages.
This is our
I
scene
would teleport
setting.
you
We now have a
there,
goal.
But I can't do that either. None of the three sages that maintain the other teleporter gates have seen fit to turn their ends on for quite a while. The only other way north is by foot through the Fire Canyon, but its volcanic soil is hot enough to melt precursor metal. You can't just walk through it.
But you could fly over it if you had a zoomer equipped with a heat shield. I just happen to be working
Just
on such a
happened.
thing at this very moment. All I would need is 20 power cells to give it enough energy to withstand the canyon's
You have our objective.
Isn't that right, Daddy?
Yes, Kira, that might work. But where are a boy and a half going to get 20 power cells?
From the villagers. Most of them have a power cell or two stashed away somewhere. And even if they aren't willing to just give them away, greasing their palms with a few precursor orbs should do the trick. And I bet there are even more of them out in the wilds just waiting for some brave adventurer to find.
Well, we've got the brave adventurer at least.
He's
Brave
comic relief.
adventurer. You two couldn't find your way out of the village without training. Before you do anything else, you better go through the warp gate and get some practice on Geyser Rock.
We won't find
I
any more
also
of that Darko Eco
did
stuff,
that,
will we? 'Cause
Nina
I'd like
Christ.
to
Not
fall
turn
in
into
again
an
and
Ottsel,
turn
but I
into
also
you.
did
Get in
jump
there
Jak
before I
into a
turn you
pool of
both
Darky
into
Go just to kind of see what
ferns.
would happen. You kind of have to, out of curiosity. See if the game will do anything about it, and it doesn't. And yet, here we are. We start playing.
It's a communicator. With it, my father and I can give you advice at any time during your quest.
First thing to do is... how do you pause? Where's the... there we go. It's... touchpad here. So let's see. Game options. No. Graphic options. Sound. Okay, this is just volume. Do we not have subtitles? We don't have subtitles, so you're gonna have to deal with me talking over the game and not hearing a single fucking thing the people were saying. I'm sorry, folks. They didn't put subtitles in PS2 games back in the day. That was before we had accessibility concerns. It's okay. We're doing it. But this is the tutorial. Oh, this is there a way to undo this inversion? Oh god, it's inverted camera. It's inverted in this way, which I would also not do. Let's see, game options. Oh, we're gonna have to deal with inverted camera. Jak 2 had subtitles if memory serves, just Jak 1 that didn't. But if anyone hasn't played Jak and Daxter before, it is basically a very old school platformer, as it should be since it's literally 2 decades old now, where you progress.
These floating egg-shaped things are precursor orbs. Collect enough of them, and some of the villagers will give you a power cell in exchange.
Yes. Yes, they will. Usually it's about 90 is the magic number. But, basically you go around the world collecting things to accomplish various objectives and advance to the next region. For example, for now,
This is a power cell, the most important precursor artifact you can find. You need to collect 20 of these so I can power the heat shield for your A-Grab Zoomer.
Our primary goal, after that introduction, is to cure Daxter of his dark eco poison and restore him back to his human-ish. I don't know. These are more like, I guess these characters are more like elves because of the ears and things, but you get the idea. Restore him to his original
You found
form.
one of my scout flies. I sent 7 of them to each area to look for power cells, but the lurkers must have captured them all.
And to do that, we have to progress north. But to do that, we need 20 power cells to power a heat shield that our inventor girlfriend-ish person, Kira, has been tinkering with. And one of the ways you get power, and just pause it. Each level has a certain number of power cells you can get to. We already found one just on the path. Like you said, and as you can see, this tutorial level has 4. One of them is freeing 7 scout flies, and there are 7 scout flies in each level. The last one you pick up in every level will have a power cell on them. You can just take
Wow! That last scout fly had a power cell. I'll bet if you collect all 7 in each area, you can find even more power cells.
it. Yes, thank you, Kira. And this dance scenes. Yeah. Oh, I love the scenes you get for picking up power cells. Now we should get our tutorial.
That's Blue Eco, which contains the energy of motion. Blue Eco allows you to run fast, break boxes, and even activate some precursor artifacts when you get near them.
So, this game doesn't really have power-ups per se. Instead, what you have are these little droplets of energy the game refers to as
Notice how each Blue Eco cluster you pick up increases the time you can use its power.
and you can see a little gauge right where my webcam is. I'll probably have to do some adjustments at some point. But each of the power-ups has its own sort of color to it.
This is a precursor door. It can only be opened by approaching the door while channeling Blue Eco through your body.
And the first of these is Blue Eco.
That's a Blue Eco vent. More concentrated than the floating clusters. This vent will give you a full charge of Blue Eco, letting you use it for the maximum time.
And as the tutorial bot told us, sitting in the vent gives us a full Blue Eco. And what Blue Eco does is it increases our speed. But it also magnetizes. Oh, we're getting trophies. I didn't realize this is a game of trophy sport.
Good work! The Blue Eco caused the door to open. With Blue Eco, you can breathe energy into all kinds of precursor artifacts that have lain dormant for years.
Blue Eco is basically electricity. Also, there's a crouch button. Crouch jump. There we go.
Those little green balls of energy on the ground are a type
It's
of
hard to talk
eco.
when you don't do me.
Pick up 50 small green ecos, or one big green one to increase your health.
Yes, the other eco we are told at this point about is green eco. Let's see. There's a way to bring my health. Okay, this is my HUD. So you see that heart in the top left. That is my health. I have 3 hits plus the 50 green eco I collected, so I have 4 hits effectively before I die. There is no life system in this game. This is the PS2 era. They started doing away with those pretty much immediately after the generation switch from PS1 to PS2. And so when I die, I just start back at the latest checkpoint, and there is almost no transitional state between
You can jump once,
that.
then jump again in the air to reach even higher ledges.
Yes, I am aware that platforms have double jumps. Let's see if we have all the cursor orbs. We can platform and go back down and start moving. And there are other colors of eco out there. There's the Darky Go that we're familiar with, which is basically poison. It'll kill us on contact, or hurt us on contact, depending on how concentrated the eco is. There's 2 more colors that we will encounter later. But for now, all we really need is blue and green eco.
Good training, boys, but that's nothing compared to the challenges that lie ahead.
Then no problem. We got the moves, AJ.
He's comic
We'd
relief.
love to stay in chat, Big Green, but
He's
we're,
comic relief.
itching to get on with our adventures.
Fine, fine. Adventure away, then. And while you're out,
I laughed at this at the time.
Why
I'm
don't
a
you
little
make yourself useful?
less amused by it now, but it's still okay. It's still good writing.
Up again.
Decent writing.
Head out to the far side of the beach and clear the
Also, since as Xenochrist mentioned in the chat, you said Daxter's leading man. What he meant by that is
all of you.
since our main character is mute,
Out of here!
Daxter is the one that ends up doing all the talking for us. Also, hi, it's a Trash Bandicoot reference. Do you remember those plants? I remember those plants. We can keep talking to him to bother him a bit, but I don't actually have anything I want to say to him, so we're gonna just pretend that he's not there. So now we just wander the village and our actual adventure begins. I believe there are 50 precursor orbs, and as you can see, this village. No, you can just okay. There's 50. Now you can see there's a number of power cells here. 6. And that is a good. This place is a good place to start. Cinder Village, our hub area. We should probably talk.
Hey, baby. What do you say you and I go cruising on this A-Grab Zoomer?
Rule number 1, I don't date animals.
You don't know what
You're
you're
a confirmed,
missing.
not a furry.
Listen, if you need something to keep you busy, my father always talked about an ancient precursor pipeline hidden deep underground. Some of these pipes end in vents from which eco flows freely, and some have been capped off so that the eco is sealed back. There must be a way to turn the capped vents on. I traced part of the pipeline back to the Forbidden Temple. Maybe you should look there for some type of switch.
Her voice acting is really squeaky in a way that's kind of hard to listen to. You should look there for some kind of switch!
Gotta get this heat shield working.
But, yes, as you can see, talking to villagers like Kira and the Sage will give us hints on, what to do. I mean, she gets better,
Did you see
in
the
Jak
size
2.
of the bite that lurker shark took out of the fisherman's boat? We best stay way clear of them. I don't think we can tackle a creature that dag nasty.
But her voice actor also just straight up changes on the third game onward, so like on Jak 3 onward, it's a whole different person voicing her. So that, I guess that is one way of saying, I guess, they also thought their voice was too squeaky. Because they just up and changed the voice actors entirely. I love that there's a scout fly who's slowly captured by the lurkers,
Looks like
just
scout
in
flies
the
are
mayor's
always in
house.
red boxes.
Oh, don't tell me that you two have problems as well. The first I hear of monster sightings near the village, and now this. See those gears up there, boys? See them? See how they're not moving? That means our village has no power. The eco beam coming from the jungle temple has been interrupted. And boys, everyone's too frightened to go out and find out what's happened.
Did you pay the bill?
Yeah. Oh.
Yeah, that's correct, Senior Fred. They
funny.
changed Kira's voice actor between for Jak 3 and onward.
Eco beam, I'll give you a power
I don't know the
cell.
actress's
and
names
another thing,
for either the pre or post change voice
You're
actress.
interested in making
But
a
you can
contribution
tell
to my
immediately they
reelection
changed her
campaign,
because she
I
sounds
might be
entirely
willing to
different.
part with yet another power cell.
Okay, yeah, that does make sense. That does sound like Tara Strong now that you mentioned it. Yeah, the not this one, but the one in Jak 3. Yeah, that definitely does sound like Tara Strong. Now that you mention it, she has a very distinctive voice. This character makes no sense, and you don't know why he doesn't make sense until Jak 2 and 3, because this guy is supposedly our uncle.
Precursor orbs. I would have pledged my word that I had 90 of them, but I gather that your young friend, you know, the little annoying, miserably ugly one, might have just pilfered them as a sort of a spot of fun. Anyway, would you be kind enough to loan your dear old uncle 90 precursor orbs so he can get underway? I would offer you a power cell in return.
And as you can see, if we have quests now to give these villagers 90 precursor orbs in exchange for power cells. That will be a recurring theme. Like, most of the HUD worlds have like those kinds of quests where you exchange your precursor orbs for power cells, and that's really the only thing you ever exchange precursor orbs for. There's no real other purpose to them aside from giving them to villagers and just collecting.
Hey! Little furry dude! Oh,
And mostly, most right now we're just getting a
moment
bunch
you were
of
my
quests.
muse.
You're what?
Haven't you ever seen a muse before? It's a little glowing squirrel about your size, full of spunk, and crazy as a lark.
Oh, I get it. Like a sidekick.
As a matter of fact, without my muse, I just can't sculpt. But with her around, I see beauty in everything, you know? Right now, I couldn't chisel my way out of a box. I think she ran away to that misty island. Huh. I just hope she's all right. It's worth a power cell if you bring her back to me.
Wait a minute. We are not.
Yeah, there's some good comedy
Misty Island.
cues here in this scene. I agree with you. It's more that I have seen these scenes. It seems like hundreds of times, so I don't react because I've already, yeah. It's well timed. The cues are well timed in there. But I've seen these scenes too often to have any real meaningful reaction to them. One way or the other. Like, my reaction, you shouldn't like take those as gospel. I know almost line for line what all of the scenes in these games are. I've just played it too often. We're just right now just exploring the village to get kind of a lay of the land around us.
Oh my, what a horribly sick little bird.
You don't look so good yourself, lady.
Oh, sorry. I thought you were a spotted orange
I noticed that they don't. They often just
I saw
cut
some
Jack out of
terribly
the scene
vicious
entirely.
creatures capture a mother flut near the beach. Now there's this poor little orphan egg sitting in a nest at the top of the cliff, and I can't get to it. If you could climb up there and push it off, I've piled some hay down at the base to catch it safely. Do an old lady a favor, and I'll give you a power cell.
I often wonder, like, are power cells just a currency that people have in this world? Because people seem extremely ready to hand them over at a moment's notice. This is like pretty good.
What a weird-looking thing! I'll bet we can get this open if you power up with that zappy blue eco stuff.
Okay, let me see if I remember how to roll. Oh, okay. I think it's just jump. I think it's just roll and jump. Yeah, it does seem like power cells are a form of currency, but then again, so are the precursor orbs. Are supposed to be like currency as well. Power these objects with Blue Eco as well. Blue Eco will open these up and release the precursor orbs in a minute. Yeah, I remember what to do. It's just it's controls. I'm forgetting how this game controls because I haven't played it in a while. I was more of a Ratchet and Clank kind of person. Which I don't know why I'm already having him into a pen like this because I haven't gotten an actual quest yet.
Gotta milk those yak cows. Gotta milk those yak cows. Oh, it's you. Oh, just resting my time.
Here's the old farmer.
I've been trying to get those ornery yak cows back into the pen all day. Some strange creatures tried to steal them earlier. You think you could help an old man and try to get him back into the corral?
I'm not really sure why lurkers would steal the yak cows. Which, by the way, hybrid animals just exist in the world. It's like Avatar, where they just kind of, they're just things that you just get used to.
Then gotta bring in the crops from the jewel.
It's implied that the lurkers, who are our big bads for this game, just tried to steal his yak cows. I'm not entirely sure why they would. Also, yeah, no flying bison. But, let's come up here to Fire Canyon. Because these technically Cinder Village precursor orbs. And this is what we need.
You don't have enough power cells to fuel my heat shield. You can't cross Fire Canyon until you collect enough power cells.
Yeah, there we go. We can't go past there until we got the power cells required to do it. That's our objective currently, is to get 20 power cells. But before we keep going too much further, I should make it clear I have, as of right now, no intention whatsoever to play Jak 2 and 3 for the channel. Not that I dislike those games, but it's more that I recall those games being fairly long. Like, I might change my mind at some point down the line because I'm running out of games to play rapidly. I would very much rather play either the Sly games or the Ratchet and Clank games, but for some reason they haven't seen fit to put those on PS4. and I really would rather avoid bringing out my PS3 capture software if I can avoid it. But you never know. I think times might change, and my opinion might change on bringing out the PS3 to do recording.
That lazy farmer owes us a power cell. Let's go talk to him.
Alright, it's a quest complete.
Yeah, bring in the crops, footage. Ah, well done, my boy. You actually got those flea bags back into the pen. Now I can sleep in peace. Take this power cell for your trouble.
Go back to sleep, boy. Or old man. Yeehaw. Yeah, I try to avoid games that are like that long. 20 hours sounds right. I try to avoid games that are terribly long because I don't want to spend like months on end playing the same game.
Wow! Check out that funky sculpture sitting on the rocks over there.
The thing with the Halo franchise that was
enough orbs to trade for a power cell. Let's get back and make the switch already. This must be a...
Who awakens the Oracle? Wait, one of you has the light within. From before time, I have watched and waited for the true hero to return. Present to me 120 precursor orbs for each power cell I contain.
It never occurred to me at the time, but man, that's a non sequitur. Yo, you're the brave hero. Give me money and I'll get you power cells. That's a really bad non sequitur. The light within, yes. Yes, indeed. The light within. There are... I'm missing 2 scout flies and 9 precursor orbs for this village. Question is, where are they? Scout fly.
Maybe we should go root out the fisherman. I heard he was in the jungle fishing by the lower river.
Hear the scout fly in your house. This camera's a little tighter than I remember it being. It's a little hard to scout around. We can come back for the last scout fly later. Man, it's been a while since I played Jacks 2 and 3. Those were good. They do improve the Oracle a lot in Jak 2, mostly because he has a different purpose in Jak 2 entirely. It's just kind of like, I don't fault them for that non sequitur. It's just kind of awkward, but they need to show you his gameplay purpose, because he exists primarily to give you an outlet to exchange power cell or precursor power cells. That needs to be there because that is the actual purpose of precursor orbs in this game. Before we go, oh, you know what? We might I think I remember where the last orbs are. I don't think they're in this area. I think they're actually in what should be more accurately referred to as the Forbidden Temple area, which we're heading to anyway, so we're just gonna head over there. Forbidden Jungle area, yes. And we actually start our first real area of the game. The Orbist. This area, the Forbidden Jungle. There is a reason we come here first. Losing health in this thing doesn't matter, so it's not really, there is nothing in this game that does like more than 2 health at a time. So you pretty much never have to worry about taking any real damage. Seeing some actual enemies can actually hurt us. We were pretty much safe in the village and in the training area at Geyser Rock, but now we are seeing some actual dangers. But just some smile threats, nothing terribly worth fretting over. Snakes, and as you can see, when we get that 50 eco threshold, if we are able to create a hard piece out of that, we will. Otherwise, it will just stay stored as a 50 eco piece for us to recover when we next take injury. Cross this bridge.
We should ask the fisherman down by the Jungle River if we can borrow his speedboat to zoom on over to Misty Island.
Calm down. I have played this game so often. Can I turn hints? Yes, we'll turn that off. Because I actually know. I know how to play this game. I've played it before. I am so glad they let you turn that just off in the options, though. That's very nice. I would worry about these orbs above me that you can't see because, yeah, they're right there. But we're gonna get them automatically at some point. This is a Darky Go box. It will hurt me if I touch it. Let me just show off. Ouchie, ouch. And obviously, if I take enough damage, I die. So you don't want to take that much damage. And let's pick up some more green orbs. So that always helps us. Keeping healthy is good. Keeping healthy is always a good thing. Well, I guess realistically there's no reason for me to go out my way to get green orbs. Because I will just, if I die, I just get my health back anyway. So I effectively have infinite health. So let's keep going this way. As you can see, like, compared to Jak and Daxter, this game is far more open. Or, I'm sorry, compared to Crash Bandicoot. Why did I say Jak and Daxter? Because we're playing Jak and Daxter. That doesn't make any sense. But compared to Crash Bandicoot, which was Naughty Dog's previous games before this, this is a much more open space to work with. We don't follow linear corridor as much as we used to. We are very much kind of more in the Super Mario 64 / Bandicoot tradition of you are in a semi-open area and you have objectives you can fill, and that is kind of the way. It's just you travel the area, complete your objectives, and get the power-ups or the pickups that come with the objective. And then to the next area once you're done. That is kind of the tradition as well, unless the Sonic's Ash tradition Crash 1 more or less created by me. And so there is nothing stopping me from getting any one of the objectives. As long as I know what it is, I can get to it. And not the character knowing, not like it being an inventory. As long as I know what I'm looking for, I can get the objective as a player. You can see this, or this eco powers up the platform, but we're not going to use it for that right now. We're going to use it to come around yonder and do some stuff over here. Some more orbs. And there is a freedom that is gained in this transition to open world structure, or the semi-open structure, in that it lets the player kind of chart their own path, and they don't really have this follow the linear corridor and get their own way. They can take objectives in order that they are personally more comfortable with. Like now that I see the fisherman here, I can talk to him and do this objective.
What do you have in the basket?
Nothing to talk about.
Them monsters patrolling the ocean took a bite out of me fishing rig. And now they're gobbling up me catch. No matter what I try, I can't seem to catch a single fish in this river.
Woo! Maybe it's your breath.
You think you can do better? Try scooping up river fish with a tiny net. I'll give you a power cell if you can catch 200 pounds of them critters. And then I'll let you and Shrimp here use my speedboat to get to Misty
This
Island.
is unique in that we're not just a power cell here. If we successfully complete this challenge, we get access to a whole new level. We get access to Misty Island through the Fisherman's boat. So this is something that you actually need to do if you want to explore Misty Island at all. Like to get the Sculptor's Muse, for example. We need to do this objective.
There are two types of good fish to catch. 1 pound fishies and 5 pound fishies. If you miss 20 pounds of good fish, then I'm gonna take me net back from you. There are poisonous eels in this river. Catch even one of them boogers, and you'll poison the whole darn catch.
So basically, we need to collect 200 pounds of good fish. Not collect any of the bad fish, and avoid missing 20 pounds of good fish. I remember this being a challenge for younger me, but as you can see, it's not terribly hard, as long as you are paying a modicum of attention. This isn't a difficult challenge to understand. The difficulty is just making sure you keep focus. But it's real easy to slip into inattention here, because it's I'm more or less on autopilot. It's okay to let a couple of one-pounders pass. God damn. Ooh, 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 ooh. There we go. There we go.
Here comes a big one. Steady, boy. Hold steady. You're almost there. You did it!
There we go.
You caught 200 pounds of fish. Not bad for a couple of landlubbers. Here's the power cell.
It's weird to call us landlubbers, but we're from the same village, so we should theoretically all be fishing people. If that's how the village subsists, is through fishing, there should not be a thing as a landlubber, because we're all fishermen. Or maybe, like, even if you're not a dedicated fisherman, like, calling someone from a fishing village a landlubber seems really, really rude. But I am not going to question the crazy fisherman dude. That boy, because he's clearly having a bad day. Or had one up until we intervened. Now we have his power cell. That's like one of the few in the entire game that actually lock an area behind it. Normally, like, you'd need a certain threshold of thing, a certain number of power cells. That is the one where you need that specific power cell to unlock Misty Island. And no others will be acceptable substitutes. You know, I'm gonna die to get my health back.
I was right behind you, Jag! Really, I was.
Oh. Why here? Fair enough. Spin attack in the air to break your fall. Works every time. Ah, you're good for you. Let's notice that green eco gets attracted to blue and I notice door over here. You can smash this eco beam thing, but for now, I see that energy symbol means I need to really go over my door, so we're going to just do a quick run to get this power cell. Now we have this. I have no further need for this. Now the lurkers are no longer feeding from the energy beam. We can direct it ourselves. Look at that PS2 era fucking aim icon. There's the level start. We've basically gone full circle. That's fine. Oh. Not fine. I think our progress for this quest is saved right now, though. Yeah. Okay, we're all good. And enemies respawn, so there's no real need to worry about, like, permanently killing them. They're not going to permanently die, they're going to just keep coming back. And this is helping us complete the objective from the mayor to realign and redirect the eco power beam so that the village has power. We will be doing this on and off. For now, we'll just do this here and we'll get the rest on our return trip. Now we have a temple to explore. Here in this forbidden jungle. Jump, jump. also fairly certain that Blue Eco increases the range of your attacks, but I'm not 100% sure that is the case. It does help breaking these scout fly boxes, though. We're almost done getting the scout flies for this area. That should be the last scout fly. Perfect. Making progress through this jungle. How many cells do we have left to get? 3 cells. 4 cells. And we still got a bunch of orcs left. If we're gonna have this blue reflector here when we have vents right over here. Oh, whoops. Oh well. We'll get it back in the return trip. So, one of the cool things... We'll get this in a second. One of the things that Jak and Daxter kind of purported, one of the selling points, was a contiguous world where there were no load times. Because back in the PS2 era, that was a big deal that you could do like the single load and then nothing else required loading times ever again from that point onward. Barring death and checkpoint resets, of course. But the contiguous world aspect, we'll see this. This is a good place to show it off. If you look through onto the vistas surrounding us, you'll actually see other levels. Like if you look past there, that is Geyser Rock, the tutorial area we started at. That's Misty Island, that's Cinder Village. And so the idea that Naughty Dog was trying to sell is the idea that this is a fully connected world. Unlike Crash, it had distinct levels. Where you went to the ice level, and then the jungle level, and then the water level. And they were each individual segmented off levels. The idea here was that rather than all of these disparate levels that were completely segmented from each other, you had one continuous world. That you could, in theory, move from the Cinder Village to the final area of the game without a single loading screen between them. It would be a seamless, continuous movement. That was kind of the big selling point back then. Obviously now, it's not as impressive as it was back then, but it's still fairly impressive feat to pull off. Like, because we still do, like, loading times are still an issue we talk about even to this day. Loading times and the immersive feeling of being in a world is something that we still talk about a lot when we're talking about games here in the year of our Lord 2021. So when you have a game back then, this game, which remind the audience, is 2 decades old, and where you get this idea of a cohesive world through that. Like, you can see the canyon that transitions to the next level from here. You see parts of the next level from here as well. Like, we will get, these are locations in the horizon that we will be able to physically get to. Obviously, there are lower quality assets and skyboxes that they're using to kind of sell this trick, because you can't load the whole game of assets in at once. That wasn't realistic even at the time. So there are some tricks they're using to convince us of this continuity. It's a really impressive feat. It was impressive then, and it's still kind of impressive now, although to a lesser degree. Because this is a PS2 game, we do kind of expect that level of detail to have to be able to pull off that trick. We just don't expect it. We just don't. Okay, yeah, here we go. But it is one of the coolest tricks of this game. Something that even now is worth kind of bringing up in context. Now we're exploring the temple, looking for a way to uncap the capped blue eco vents. See, here is a button. You see that cap there? If you press this button by getting the power cell on top of it, there are now blue eco vents all over the world that we have access to, that are now available to us. And with this uncapped blue eco vent, we can now open the door to this area. And with this power, we can even jump up here and gather a few loose blue or precursor orbs. That's nonsense. What that is I think we should be on track to get most of this level. We are done with this. And if you're curious what the source of the vines were that we were being attacked by, this is it, the Dark Eco plant. Whoops. This is a very PS2 era boss fight. Obviously, you have to wait until the bugs lose their spikes, and then we just kill them, which will reveal the platform. Take out. Let's take out the boss, or hurry a little bit more. And now there's 3. It's okay, we are almost dead, but we're also almost finished off this boss fight. Because it's the Hiro Miyamoto classic rule of 3. Black Thumb. And that is a dark eco-infected plant. How many orbs do we have left? 1. So I know there's 5 in his inventory. This should be all. Get the feeling that once we jump up, we should have all the orbs. Yes! Perfection. That'll give us some breathing room. And now, as you can see, all of the Dark Eco plant vines, since we've defeated the source of them, the vines themselves are now dead as well. The only thing I have left to do this level is connect the eco beams, and then that power cell will be given to us by the mayor, and not here in the level. So we are just gotta, on our way back to the village, complete a few objectives. This should the whole beam back to the village has been connected. And we should be able to talk to the mayor and claim our power cell that he owes us for our work. We should also probably figure out where our last 3 Precursor Orbs and the Scoutfly are located here in Sandover at some point. I guess I have enough Precursor Orbs, we could also start exchanging them for power cells from the villagers. So as you can see, we still don't technically have the cell for connecting the beams. We had to talk to the mayor for it, and that was again a kind of a major deal at the time.
Wonderful sight! I thank you. The entire village will thank me. Boys, you have restored power to the village and guaranteed my re-election. And for that, my boy, you earned a power cell.
At the time, it was almost not revolutionary, but novel. That the idea was that things that you did in one level would affect other levels. And it's not the idea. The idea isn't that like you're not getting new powers or anything, because Jack's moveset does not change at all from beginning to end. But it's the things you are doing in the levels. You are physically changing the world around you. Like, now that we've connected the beam, we can go to the mayor to retrieve a power cell for completing that task.
Oh, it is a sizable contribution. I just hope this power cell adequately represents my gratitude.
We are getting close. Should give our underworld power cells too while we're here. For the Precursor Orbs to get the power cell.
I see you two are back to make the trade. Good, jolly good. Hey, you have the Precursor Orbs that we agreed on? I hope you put this hard-earned power cell to good use. Cheerio.
Hard-earned.
Bye-bye.
Question mark. We're already making pretty good progress. We got 15 power cells so far out of the 20 we need to complete our current goal, and out of the 101 power cells that exist in the game total. It's gonna bother me why I'm missing 3 Precursor Orbs and a Scoutfly. About me for a bit until I actually find them, because I figure I should know where they are. I just don't. Oh, okay. We're good. We've explored the forest. More or less to completion. Maybe it's time we take the trip to the beach. Where are those last 3 orbs? I could talk to you if useful to say. That's the first got that to the beach. First of 7. And these lock boxes contain precursor orbs. It's a little risky to stay here with that cannon in place. Obviously, yes, because those cannonballs will attack us. Okay, so just literally right here. I like that the world freezes around you when you get a power cell. We have a couple of tasks here. All of them, of course, will lead to more power cells. No. Scout flag here. Just missed here. Doggy doggy. Actually, we're rather going to turn hints on because it actually, like, they're not helpful to me, but it is kind of like you do kind of miss Daxter talking a little bit because it's part of what it's part of what makes this thing feel like a cohesive world. Right, and we'll go for that pelican once he stole the power cell. But more importantly, these are one of the few green eco vents in the game, and they restore you to full health. Basically, the lurkers have blocked these off. And one of our optional tasks from the Green Sage is to unblock them. So we're going to do that.
I see that you two have finally decided to unblock my collectors. I would offer my congratulations, but you have so much to do I won't waste your time. By the way, if things don't work out, Daxter could always get a job controlling the village rat problem.
Are you near the egg yet? That's it. Just a little further. Come on, push the egg off the cliff.
Yes.
All right, that wasn't gentle. Careful. Easy does it. Good job. Now meet me down here by the egg.
And this is the bird watcher.
I hope the poor deer's okay. Here's a power cell for your valor.
Another power cell. We're raking these things in like something you rake in.
Oh no!
Like money, I guess, if you're rich.
Look, isn't that cute? It thinks you're its mama.
Ah! I'm not your mom! You see any feathers here?
Oh, love at first sight. Oh. Listen, boys. I'll take this little chick back to the village with me and work with the sage to take care of her.
Nice. Eggs over hard. Someone had some fun with the trophy names that they added to this version of the game. This is shallow water, so the lurker sharks should not be a big issue here. Do want to start looking for these precursor orbs. Whenever you see a waterfall in a game, always assume there's something behind it, because there always is, for some reason. Always something hidden behind the waterfall. Right now, we got some more orbs over here. Someone in the cannon is having a fun time. We'll deal with them in a second, but we got a pelican to take care of first. Actually, yeah, we'll just take care of this right now. Basically, once I punch this pelican, it's gonna release the power cell. We need to race it to get to the power cell before the pelican does.
Quick! We have to get to the power cell before the pelican scoops it up again.
And we won the race. So now we got the Pelican's power cell. That dirty, rotten thief. Okay, that's not Let's go over here. Oh, I never realized you could shoot the Pelican with the cannon. Huh, that's good to know. Jump. Pleasure to meet you. Thank you for joining the stream. Got those birds and that scout fly. Alright.
Punch those poles out from below.
Yeah! One more punch. There we go. Same thing here and raise this. I see you. I see you. There. That should be high enough. Now you'll get this health here. Now the actual oh, let's see there. Now you'll see there's a little thing there. This was one of the capped vents, and if we had come to this area before we went to the forbidden jungle unblocked the cap, we would not have been able to use this vent at all. We would not have access to it. But thanks to the fact that we did, we can use the blue eco in a couple of ways. The first of which is obviously getting these precursor orbs hidden behind the eco, I guess, lock. I don't know what you call those things. The second is that we are able to use the blue eco to launch ourselves via these platforms. We jump on the lock boxes with the gravity of the fall to them.
Let's use the cannon to blow things up!
And by killing the cannon operator, we release his power cell. We're not able to do any of this without the power of the blue eco on that uncapped vent, which is why we went there first. Now we have the use of the cannon. Since they've already done a decent job blocking or destroying some of these lock boxes, we will finish the task they started. Because now we have the cannon, we can just unlock those boxes. And get the precursor orbs that were trapped inside them. Oh yeah, what you heard just then was the lurker shark. If you stay in deep water too long, a lurker shark will come and eat you alive. So for that reason, you never want to stray too far from a place you can jump onto from the water. Oh, I was supposed to use that pole to climb up there. Oh, whoops. Skip that. That's okay, though. I think we're nearly done this area. Yeah, we just have a couple more orbs to pick up. And we can use this pole to get up here with these orbs. And this scout. Punch you for trying to attack me. I'm gonna go behind these because I was told, yep, there are definitely the first orbs right here. I believe there's behind the other. Just double check the other ones. I don't know if there are, but we want to verify. Alright, all good. Ouch. Didn't actually do any damage though, so we're good. So, see a bunch of seagulls here.
Hey! Seagulls! Let's buzz them for kicks.
We'll get this skyfly. Release this power cell. I believe there are some orbs at the top of this. Oh. Our power cell is sitting here right to get collected. These are really good scenes. And then we'll get these orbs and go the pelican or the seagulls one more time. Should, yes, that'll cause us. Which will drop the power cell onto the level for it to pick up. And I believe that's the last power cell in the level.
Wow! They caused an avalanche! Let's check it out!
How many orbs am I missing? 4. Missing 4 precursor orbs. These things take time. I'll just find the remaining orbs off screen. Always those last like couple in a level that are the ones that drive you up the wall. Get this power cell here. Yeah, but that's all the power cell. I'm missing 4 orbs here. And 3 from Cinder Village. So we're missing 7 orbs total. Oh, you know what? If it's 4 we're missing... Yeah. He's coming clusters of 4. That's Sentinel Beach taken care of. All the orbs, all the scout flies, all the power cells. So we can call this level complete. And technically, at this point we have the 20 power cells required to get to the next stage. However, we have not yet explored Misty Island over there on the coast. So we are going to take some time before we move on to the next world to...
Good. You've collected enough power cells to fuel my heat shield.
Yes,
Meet me by the entrance to the fire canyon by climbing the cliff behind the farmer's house. Bring the power cells and hurry. My father says he's seen more lurkers around.
No, I actually want to explore Mr. Island first. So I'm going to explore Mr. Island first. You know, the thing that got us into this whole mess. And this is a zone place, zone level with its own set of power cell. And we already have one objective, to find the sculptor's muse and catch it.
This place gives me the creeps! And trust me, it's a whole new experience when you're covered in fuzz!
Sounds like a problem for you, Daxter. I'm gonna make sure I'm not missing any orbs over here. That is kind of useless. That trampoline or teeter-totter is kind of useless, actually. So these are unique enemies. They require 2 hits to take out.
Hey! I see the sculptor's muse!
Oh yeah, we will chase you. Yeah, this is gonna be not great. Well, let's begin by just making sure we know it's pathing. We won't be able to catch our first obstacles in our way. Down. Oh, fuck. Fuck. Okay, we're going the other way around. Gotcha. That took way less time than I thought it was going to. At least now we have the Movie Sculptor's Muse. Daxter handily making sure that it is stuck in that pack and not coming out. We can take that to the sculptor when we're ready and get a power cell out of it. And that will complete that challenge. Bring us to the island. Alright, and... I think we're good here in terms of precursor orbs.
Don't fall into the mist below us! Because I don't think we'll make it back.
Okay, so fun fact: once the timer's out, all the Darky that you collected gets respawned. So we're going to... Oh, damn it! So let me try to explain. There is a power cell over here. But if we want to get to it, we have to activate this
We need
platform.
Blue Eco to charge this platform up!
Yes, thank you, Daxter. So we will need to use the Blue Eco here, over there. Okay. To power that platform. God damn it. Give me another shot. And as Christ notes in the chat, because that is actually an important piece of information, we see another type of eco in this area, red eco. And red eco powers up your melee attacks, your spin and your punch. So with red eco, oh, that was exactly on time. With red eco, the attacks that take 2 hits to destroy those bigger guys will destroy them in 1. And I'm pretty sure it also boosts the range. That might have been what I was thinking about, not blue, where red increases the range of your attacks as well, so that they hit from further away. Let me demonstrate this principle.
Red Eco makes your attacks stronger!
Like that. That 2-hitter got killed in 1. And that is the power of red eco.
The Red Eco!
Also it just makes the anything takes more than 1 attack will usually get knocked out in 1 attack when you're powered up with red eco. It's another one of the game's power-ups, along with blue eco. This way. We're gonna want to head that direction soon, but for now, we'll need the scout fly. And we'll head out this way. Oh, bye! Try that again. Let's not fuck up this time. Did I get blocked by this rock here? I think I did. That's rude. Guys, respawns, not a big deal though. Stop flying! Should be a cluster of Lilico here that we can use to open this door.
Watch your back! We remember what happened the last time we were here. It's an ambush, Jack! It's an ambush!
Yup. And this is one of many ambush type fights in the game where they basically surround us on all sides with foes. Some of them drop ready, which makes this fight a little easier. You have it in your possession. If we survive the ambush, there should, yes. We defeat it. Let us come up here.
Let's keep you out of the use, okay?
We'll get this power cell. And I believe this is actually where Daxter became an alt soul. But let's see what happens if we just take a dip in the Darky Go ourselves. Oh, we died. Darky Go is death. Had to try it. Let's do this door here. Let's see. That was awkward. Because you can open this ambush from this way too, which means you need a cluster of Lilico here. Let's take this detour. This Scoutfly making some good progress here in Misty Island. Use blue could reach power cell, return to Darky Go.
Knock over those bones!
I know, Daxter. Don't rush me. Alright, so let's take care of these. No Lilico clusters. We're probably going to make do with that one cluster to get all the way over here. Difficult, but should be manageable. There we go. Nice. You have a couple of rolls, and that's usually what you need. Alright, we got a health back. We actually have a challenge to do below this before we continue on climbing. Challenge to do here, and we can fly over the water limits to our A-grad zoom. Allow us to take out these lurker balloons here. And also collect some of the orbs. Punch! Indeed, Zero Christ, indeed. Okay, oh, I missed you. But I won't miss you. That's the last one. Power cell. It's okay, we're all safe here. That's the one of the two power cells in this small section of the game. We can use the A-grad zoomer.
Good! You stopped all the mine-dropping lurkers. They've been threatening the waters around our village for weeks. Bring your zoomer back to the chance pad and I'll teleport it back.
The mine-dropping lurkers threatening our village for weeks. Holy shit, that sounds terrifying. So, we already jumped to get the orbs. So we're going to follow this one now. Nope. Jump down that ramp. Get that last precursor orb. So there we go. And then you get the precursor orbs in that power cylinder there by making that jump. Yep. The power cell, that's ours. We're taking it. We're making good time in this game. Holy shit. We got a couple of... we got one task left, and the scout fly task. That's fine, that's expected. How many warps left in this area? Okay. 27 left. Okay, know where most of them are. And make sure that this is where I think it is. So this should be right back close to the start. Yeah, this is right where we started, more or less. This is where we went to find the Sculptor's Muse. So yeah, this is this whole island is a 360, like a perfect circle, and we just went around it. And now it's time to get to the top. Get past these obstacles to find the top. Pretty classic platforming challenge. Pretty classic Crash Bandicoot challenge. Alright, and getting more health even though I don't actually have nothing hits yet. Now we're at the top. one hit. It actually was not that bad. Now another cannoneer out for a power cell. I'm glad you appreciate my platforming skills, Christ, because some people just don't. They don't see how hard it is to do this stuff on stream.
I have to admit, I'm impressed. You two didn't screw up. Now that the lurkers can't open that silo, they can't flood the world with dark eco and cause untold destruction. Wipe that ridiculous grin off your face, Daxter. The two of you have plenty to do. Get on with it.
So yeah, the idea was that that silo is home to a ton of dark eco. So the lurkers were trying to break it open to get the dark eco so that they could do the bad shit with it. But since we were here just kind of vacationing on Misty Island, we spent the time to kick their ass and make sure they couldn't do it. Wait, hold on. 17. I think that's the stuff down there should be the remaining precursor ores we need. We'll see. Alright, we are missing 3. It's happening a lot. I don't like it. I don't like this missing 3 shit that we keep doing. Well, time to scour the whole area for a couple of precursor orbs that are probably just loosely sitting somewhere that I haven't seen or looked at yet. Nothing for it, I suppose. Kind of a classic PS2 platforming problem. Let's make sure I don't see any. No platforms here that could hide cursor orbs. Thankfully, there's not a lot of area we need to cover, so this should be a quick, like, just glancing around. Only missing 3, so they're probably in a cluster or something together. If I had to make an educated guess. Judged. Let's just take a look around. Don't see anything. I don't see anything. There's nothing over here. Worth is the check. At least the down trip would be faster than the up trip. Killer's gonna get eaten by sharks. That's fine. Not a bad place to respawn, actually. I might actually save this time. Quick inspection with the zoomer. Around here. as morning dawns. There's another thing this game did that, I wouldn't say revolutionary, but another one of the things that, like, it wasn't common at the time, was this game was one of the earlier ones to adopt day-night cycles as a major mechanic. Like, a lot of early PS2 games really advertised day-night cycles as a selling point, and this was one of them. You can see it was night, and now morning has dawned, and we're starting to see the sunrise over Misty Island. It's actually not a bad look, despite how barren and bleak this area is. See the NPC orbs around there, so that's good, I guess. Extra health. Not a big deal. Oh, that's the entrance of the area. Oh, no, I don't want to go down there yet. Let's see if there's any doors on our way up. Nope. Let's go up the long way around. Just proceed at some point without them, because I don't actually require precursor orbs that I'm missing anything substantial at the moment. We will finish our cursory inspection. Before we move on. Might be able to do the lava, the rock canyons, and find the precursor orbs that I'm missing. And go with Misty Island and in Cinder Village. Oh, I think I saw something that might of note. See this little area. Down here. Oh, yeah, there is, but I missed it. Oh, there's no orbs here. Oh, that would be the answer. Still not seeing any missing orbs. Look down. That's just death. Guess those orbs are just gonna be gone. Well, I'm missing a whole scoutfly from Cinder Village. That's what I'm more worried about than the missing orbs. Back. I will come back for them probably on my off time. Find the remaining 3 orbs here and send over. But we will keep going for now. Actually, should I? Here. Let's spend the next 15 minutes looking for at least the scout fly. No, I just want to do the fire canyon.
Hurry up with those power cells. I'm waiting at the head of Fire Canyon, at the top of the cliff behind the farmer's house.
I know, Kira. I know. You can stop telling me. Let's go. Let's just do it. Let's just get it done. I will get the remaining stuff, but it will be probably off stream. But I do 100% this game.
Great! You have the 20 cells needed to power my heat shield. Now be careful. The shield will only protect your zoomer till it reaches 500 degrees. So try
Also, talk to the fucking Oracle.
Flying over open lava
We can do that
will
on the stream.
heat you up fast. Hit 500 degrees and it's over.
Over? Like burning molten metal over?
The fire canyon gets pretty hot, so keep a lookout for jumps to keep you off the hot ground. I've also released several blue cooling balloons you can use to drop the shield's temperature quickly.
Yeah.
Oh, and when you get across, don't forget to activate the teleport gate in the Blue Sage's lab. Then we'll be able to teleport over and meet you. Good luck!
Alright. So this is the Lava Tube Challenge. Basically,
There's scout flies out here too.
our job is to reach the end before we overheat. And we can reduce our temperature by popping these blue balloons. We can prevent our temperature from going up by avoiding going over lava and by
Use the hop turn to steer harder.
yeah, that's okay. We're probably gonna die a couple times because I'm trying to collect my Precursor orbs and my scout flies and all of that along the way. Because they're just the power cell for getting the end and the power cell for getting the scout flies. You see, we're already mostly done. And we can also like attack lurkers, and that won't increase our speed or reduce our cool or our temperature. But what it does is it gives us airtime, and time that we're not on the ground is time that we're not heating up. And obviously, if we get the blue eco to speed up, we're spending less time on the ground, so we are not heating up as quickly. Oh, we missed a heating balloon. That's not great. Also, could be a lot worse. Oh, this is bad. Oh, got all the scout flies. That's good. And all the orbs. So we just got a perfect run of the fire canyon. That actually didn't take anywhere near as long as I thought it was going to.
We made it!
Now we're at Rock Village. And this is the Blue Sage's lab. Our sage that from our village is the Green Sage of Green Eco. This is the Blue Sage, Master of Blue Eco. His lab has been trashed.
Whoa! I don't think I'll ever get used to that teleporter tingling sensation. Hey! It looks like the Blue Sage threw a party.
Oh my! Rock Village is on fire!
One heck of a party.
No, I mean Rock Village is being bombarded with flaming boulders!
Rock Village is on fire.
Oh, and it looks
Not
like
that
the
kind
Blue
of party,
Sage is
old
working
man.
on a levitation machine to move them. Assuming it's operational, we're gonna need power cells to fuel it. I guess you two are going to have to find some more.
We'd better take a look at his notes. Jack, go check on the villagers, and come back and give us an update. And take the furball with you.
Before we do that, though, let's go back to Cinder Village. I think it might be a good place to wrap up. Oracle and potentially, you know, hunting. Or my missing orbs. I'd like to get the scout fly on stream, although I honestly, like, I can do the orbs in my off time. I'm sure they're somewhere. And I can take some time while I'm otherwise unoccupied, because I got fuck all to do the next month or two. There's not a whole lot of games coming out. Or I guess even the next week or two. Oh! I see them. I see them. They're up here. Huh. More power cells. We go with the Oracle. Exchange these orbs for more power cells.
For your gift, another power cell is yours.
Sure is, Oracle buddy. Sure is.
You have proven yourself worthy. Here is a power cell.
$35 power cells. 34% done the game. It's a lot of progress we did in a couple of short hours. So, I think this is probably actually a decent stopping point. We got 3 wayward precursor orbs missing from Misty Islands, but I can take care of those off camera. So when we start next week, we will be in Rock Village. And we will continue our journey north from there. To figure out what's going on in Rock Village and how we can help them with their current problem. Maybe that was what they meant with the attack on the village. Not our village, but the other village. Now that I'm actually thinking about it, because I said they were going to attack the village in due time. Maybe I wasn't talking about Cinder, but I was talking about Rock Village. That makes sense, I think. But for now, we will be done with this. Let me just confirm our save. No, this game autosaves, and this is one this is a really good autosave, but I always like to take that precaution just in case I'm doing, especially when I'm doing a stream, because if I lose the save, then I have to make up that myself, and I don't want to make up that myself. So until next time, wear your mask, social distance, wash your hands. Get the vaccine if you're able to. I got my shot. I wish I had my vaccination card, but it's kind of far. I don't want to have to reach. But I did get my vaccination. I have the Johnson 1 shot, so I know the side effects that people are afraid of, but I am fully vaccinated as of right now, so I couldn't be happier about that. Remember that Black Lives Matter, Trans Lives Matter, and all lives cannot matter until Black and Trans Lives Matter. Have a great evening, and I will see you this time next week as we continue our adventures with Jak and Daxter: The Precursor Legacy.